I really liked Chronicles of the Laska Archive. I thought it was super interesting, yo. Um, um, because as a filmmaker, especially in the type of video producing I do for a university with like lectures and like stuff like that, like informational stuff. Like a lot of times I have to pull from like old newsreels or archive footage, so I know how important archive footage is, and to see that a lot of archive footage is just a bro, it's just this guy, I guess, and his daughter, and like all of that. That was really interesting. Also, it was fascinating to see the range of all the different stuff. Like from Dr. King to the Klan, literally, is a crazy. You talk about run the gamut. You talk about a true archive, a true library. Like, so that was really fascinating and interesting to see. Um, yeah. So overall, I think I always say the strength of a documentary rises and dies on the subject matter, and like as a filmmaker myself, and as like a the type of filmmaking as far as like lectures and dealing with like history professors and informational art content. I know how important an archive is. So a documentary that shows the importance of archives, I'm here for. So good job.
Chronicles of the Laska Archive. I loved how this filmmakers put the effect on some of the older footage, which made it look like 16 millimeter film in a film reel. I thought that that was nice. Background music was great. The whole idea and concept and what they're doing to save and preserve, God, I can't talk today, all of this 16 millimeter film was awesome. And it was nice to see some of the silliness between father and daughter because I feel like it made them a lot more approachable. Some of the footage was so hard to watch. I mean, and what she had to say about a lot of the bigotry and racism was just spot on. But there was a great use of a lot of the old footage, and it made me think of if we don't learn from history, we are bound to repeat it. So great, great film. Thank you so much for making this.
Chronicles of the Laska Archive um, structures this doc like first person like point of view. We have the doc subject speaking about herself, her father speaking about her father's girlfriend speaking about her. So it's like a personal retelling of an experience. Um, I found some of this to be, I don't know, I guess because of the implications behind some of the archival footage, something that really didn't sit well with me was the mention that there's any aspect of comedy in the KKK images. I just don't see how someone can even find humor in it at all. And I understand that these are filmmakers who have the privilege of like looking at the material as art and just as archival footage. And I found that to be telling how you can be like removed from some of the footage. But as a viewer, I was just unable to make that sort of separation, specifically with like the KKK footage and the more racially charged footage. But the doc is more about the transfer of this archive and the process and not like necessarily the footage itself. So I can appreciate the purpose of the story of determination about getting all of this material so it can be used for public consumption. I do think it is important for this footage to have been documented, and it's nice to see the collection play out in the doc.